Hi and welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny from In My Spare Time Crochet, and today I'm going to show you how to whip up these super easy and quick fidget key rings. So let's get started. Okay, so for this tutorial you are going to need either cotton, or I prefer a cotton blend. This one is 45% cotton and 55% acrylic, I believe, and I find that it gives really good structure and it's very, very great. Like, it's good to work with. So it normally recommends a 4mm hook. However, you obviously need a hook that is going to fit through your pony beads, so I use a 3.25mm hook. You're going to need 10 9mm pony beads of your chosen colour. I grabbed mine from Amazon. My particular box has a lovely selection of colours, and it was pretty inexpensive. So you will also need a key ring. I also grabbed these from Amazon. It comes separately, but very inexpensive as well and pretty good quality. So you're going to need some of those, a pair of scissors, and also a darning needle to weave in your end. Okay, so let's get started. Now you can choose to go up a bit of a hook size to just make the chain a little bigger, or if you can manage your tension okay, just try and ensure that your chain is not super tight. Otherwise it's going to make it a bit tricky to work into. Make your slip knot however you choose to, and then you need to chain 21. So let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, we are going to start working into the second chain from the hook. Now when we are working into our chains, it's important that we are going into the chain, ensuring that we have 2 loops on top of the hook and 1 underneath. So like a little V there, that's what we want to ensure when we're working into our hook all the way along. Now the first thing I need to do is grab a bead and pop it on my hook. So just pop it on, and we are going to be working a single crochet into this second chain from the hook. You might need your index finger here just to help hold the bead on so it doesn't fall off. The first and last couple of stitches can be a little tricky, I find. So just ensuring that I'm going into that stitch. I've got my little V there and only 1 under the bottom, like on the bottom, which is what I want. Go in and pull up a loop, then yarn over and finish off my stitch, pulling through both the loop as well as the pony bead. Okay, that's secured. Now I'll be doing half double crochets in between each of the pony beads. So going into my next stitch, again ensuring I've only got 1 on the bottom, pull up a loop. I've got 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, first bead done. Grab your next bead, pop it on the hook, and then work a single crochet into that next stitch. Now just ensuring you're going into that right part of the chain. That's the most tricky part, I think, starting off. But the more of these that you make, you're going to find it easier and easier to ensure that you're going into the right spot. So now I'm doing a half double crochet after I've locked in that bead. Okay, that's 2. Grab my next bead, and do a single crochet into that next stitch, pull up a loop, single crochet. You might need to use the opposite hand to just help you maneuver and make sure you're getting into the right spots. Yarn over, half double crochet into that next stitch. Okay, also trying to make sure that my tension's not tight but certainly firm. Next bead on the hook, single crochet into the next stitch, yarn over, half double crochet, next bead, and we are single crocheting again. It's just that pattern of when you're using a bead, you're doing single crochet. After the bead, you're yarning over and doing a half double crochet. Didn't do that one very well. Yarn over to my stitch and pull through. Okay, we're halfway. The more you do of these, you'll get much quicker at it. I can do one of these in just over 10 minutes now. So really quick and inexpensive stocking filler for Christmas or any time really. Okay, almost there. Okay, half double crochet next. As you're nearing the end of your chain, it gets a little fiddlier and you're going to need to use the other hand just to help maneuver the chain, just to make it easier to get into where you need to get into. Okay, single crochet, that little bead on. I sort of like pull down on the chain just to help me pull it through. Works quite well. As I said, it's a little bit fiddly when you start it, but honestly, once you get the hang of it, you're going to speed through these. Okay, I'm going to use my other finger just to hold on to that bead so it doesn't come off. Single crochet, yarn over, and half double. I have 2 chains left, which is perfect. My last bead into that second last chain, pull up a loop and pull through all, yarn over and work into that last chain. Just don't worry about the loops there, just work into the last chain. Okay, all of the beads are now securely in place there, and now we're going to work around and just build it up a little bit. After I get some more yarn. Okay, now we are going to be chaining 1 and then we are working into this stitch here at the end. So chain 1, working into that stitch at the end, just 1 single crochet. And now I'm actually working into our very first, which was actually our very first chain that we started with. So it is going to become our corner. So I need to place 2 single crochets in there. Now you'll notice that it's kind of coming undone here. Don't worry about that because we can use this end to tighten it. So 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, and then just tug on that end a little bit to pull it closed. I'll now be working over that end as I come back along here. We are going to be working into these bottom loops, which are the ones that we had when I showed you where to work into on the chain, and I said to ensure that there was only one on the bottom. This is our one on the bottom that we are working into all the way across. I'm going to also make sure I just carry this yarn tail so that I can pull it a little tighter. So we need to work 18 single crochets all across the bottom here. So 1. I usually carry the yarn tail across to about halfway just to help lock it into place. Okay. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. So if I just straighten that out a little bit, I can just gently pull that tail, and yeah, that's fine, that corner there. I'm just going to drop that tail because that's long enough, I think. So I think I was up to 8 perhaps. Either way, I'm working all the way across. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, almost there, 17, 18. Now the next couple of stitches are essentially going to be a corner, so I'm going to place 2 single crochet in the end one, and then as I come around I need to make the other corner. Now on this side, in order to give the stitch a little bit more height so that the beads will look centered at the end, I like to use half double crochets instead of singles. So when we do the corner, instead of doing 2 singles, we will be doing 2 half doubles. So we're just going under the loops that are holding that bead in place. So 1, 2, and now we're going to be just working 18 half double crochets all the way across. These stitches are easy to find. They're basically on either side of our beads. So I've already worked my 2 half doubles into here, so now I'm going to work on the other side. So yarn over. You'll find that it's really quite easy to find these stitches as well. So 1, now to the right of the orange bead, and then to the left of the orange bead, to the right of this pink bead, to the left of the pink bead, and so on. So yeah, you should have 18 half double crochets all the way across. And you can see that it does center the beads quite nicely. When I was previously making them, I was using singles and it was just making them a little off center. So I have just adjusted the pattern slightly and I'm a lot happier with it. So continuing to work along the end here. I just I like to also just kind of grasp that in my fingers there, and it helps it to hold it straight, makes it a lot easier to work with. Almost at the end. Okay, working into the right of the purple, and now we're back to the end, so I need to pop 2 half double crochets just to the left of that last bead. And now we are back to the beginning, so I'm going to do a slip stitch into the first stitch, and you could keep it there. However, I like to add a final round of slip stitches all the way around. It really tidies it up, makes it look really nice and neat. So all we're doing now is slip stitching all the way around. So go into the stitch, pull up a loop, and then pull through. Into the stitch, pull up a loop, pull through, and so on. So we're doing this all the way around. Now, stitch count is not really important. However, you should have 44 slip stitches. It's not the end of the world if you don't. However, you know, it should look something like, oops, I've just dropped that there. It should look, the shape should look like so. Now you could make these and choose to not even add the key rings if you like. They're a really great size to, I guess, pop into a pocket, really inconspicuous and subtle. But I just think that by adding the key ring, it makes it really easy to be able to attach to a school bag, a handbag. You could even attach it, depending on what kind of phone cover you have, you could even probably attach it to a phone cover along with your key ring, like your normal car keys. Although this day and age, we tend to not really carry keys around like we used to. Yeah, I'm not even counting here. It's not really that important, but I can just continuing to work my way around all the way back to my starting point. The colour possibilities for these things are endless. I have made some in what I'm just calling supporter colours, in line with some of our NRL teams that we have here in Australia. But you could make them, you know, in any sporting... Oh, isn't that annoying? Got a little knot there, but that's okay. I shall continue. Now, I did have to just deal with a small little knot, a manufacturer's knot in my yarn, but that's okay. I've dealt with that now. But as I was saying, yeah, supporter colours, college colours, university colours, just favourite colours. Oh gosh, now that's a big lump there. Yeah. Okay, that little knot is bothering me a little bit, but that's okay. Okay, almost back to the end here. Back where I started. Okay, so there we go. I am now going to leave it doesn't have to be terribly long, but leave a little tail there and chop that off. I'm now going to thread this tail onto my needle, and then I will be attaching it to the keyring. So just make sure I'm back in about the center. Actually, before I do that, I normally just sit the keyring on top there, and then I like to just work over the keyring and through the fidget, probably about 5 times, to be honest. It's normally the number I like to go with. It makes it nice and secure. And then after I've done that, I will go ahead and weave in my ends. Yeah, nice and tight. Just, that may have only been 4, but I feel that that is nice and secure. So now I will go ahead and weave in my ends. There's no set rule here, but just obviously try and ensure that you don't go poke it through the other side too much. I probably could have chosen a better needle for this, but that's okay. I think I might just work back along here a little bit as well. Now that very first yarn tail that we worked over, that doesn't need as much weaving in because we have already worked over it a fair way. But I will just, which way? Going that way. Okay. I like to sort of go into that next little leg there just to kind of secure it and then work back a few stitches. It probably is fairly secure anyway. I don't think it's going anywhere, but this is just habit, I guess. Pull that through gently. Okay, grab my scissors again and just snip off those ends. And there you have it. Obviously that took me longer for the purposes of slowing it down a little for the tutorial. However, as I may have said previously, these take me only just over 10 minutes to make now. They are so quick. It costs, you know, next to nothing in materials. The most expensive thing is probably the key rings, really, because you're not using much yarn, and pony beads are really inexpensive when you buy them in a large quantity. So I will have the link below for the beads and the key rings that I used. I don't have an affiliate link or anything like that. I'm not going to earn anything from it, but just so you can see what I have used. But you can go crazy with color combinations, as I said. Yeah, I really love all of these. Perfect for little stocking fillers, teachers' gifts, great little fidget for those with anxiety, ADHD, dementia, Alzheimer's. You get it. I mean, most people, it's a really great little sensory tool, you know, with a little bit of pressure. Yeah, it's just great. I love them. If you have found this tutorial helpful, I'd love for you to give me a comment below, like, share, even perhaps subscribe to my channel. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.